Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a car coating so advanced, it promises to, well, revolutionize how we protect our vehicles,
Mhm.
making them not just shinier, but almost impervious to the elements. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating world of next-generation automotive protection.
Right.
Specifically, a new product called Graphene Pure Ultra.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is that we're looking at a solution from Onyx Coating,
Yeah?
and it's designed exclusively for professional car detailers, automotive protection experts.
So not for the average person in their driveway.
Not really, no. And our mission for this deep dive is to really understand what makes this a, quote, true revolution in surface protection technology.
Big claim.
It is,
Yeah.
and why they think it's poised to become the most advanced coating solution available. So for you, our listener, this deep dive is really your fast track,
Yeah.
a shortcut to understanding the cutting edge of car care so you can appreciate the science behind keeping a vehicle, pristine.
So Onyx Coating is calling this a revolution. What exactly is Graphene Pure Ultra at its core? Like, what kind of material are we even talking about here?
Well, at its core, Graphene Pure Ultra is a high-performance, chemical-based automotive ceramic coating.
Okay, ceramic coating, I know that term.
Right, but this is kind of the next level. It's applied as a clear liquid, and the materials we've reviewed highlight its foundational claims: unrivaled durability, gloss, and slickness.
Unrivaled, huh?
That's the claim. And the key differentiator here, as the name suggests, is its graphene infusion.
Right, graphene.
Okay.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Our notes mention some pretty cutting-edge features for this coating,
Mm-hmm.
like N1 smoothness, certified 10H hardness, all powered by multi-walled carbon nanotubes. Can you start breaking down what those components mean?
Certainly. Let's start with the multi-walled carbon nanotubes, or MWCNTs.
Right.
They're absolutely crucial for its graphene-based performance. Think of them like microscopic rebar. They're incredibly strong.
Okay.
And when you infuse them into the coating, they dramatically enhance its tensile strength and thermal stability.
So it makes it tougher, basically.
Exactly. This isn't just a buzzword. It's a key structural component. It really elevates the coating's resilience.
Okay.
And the blend itself is quite sophisticated. For instance, it includes specialized silane compounds like phenyltrimethoxysilane.
Right, the ceramic part.
Precisely. That's the backbone, forming that hard protective layer. Then you have specific solvents like 11-oxybisatine.
What do they do?
They're carefully chosen to ensure the liquid spreads smoothly and cures evenly, which is absolutely critical for a professional, flawless application.
Makes sense. You don't want streaks.
Definitely not.
Sure.
So this powerful blend, as we understand it, is formulated for real-world conditions,
Okay.
designed to endure the toughest environments, enhance surface properties, and significantly extend the lifespan of the vehicle's finish.
That brings us directly to those key features that redefine coating standards, as Onyx Coating puts it. Let's start with certified 10H hardness.
Mm-hmm.
What does that actually mean for the car owner? And how do they even measure that?
Good question. So when we talk about 10H hardness for coatings, we're typically referring to the pencil hardness scale.
Pencil hardness, like drawing pencils.
Kind of, yeah. It basically signifies the surface resists scratching from the hardest graphite pencil available. It's an industry standard test.
Okay, so 10H is the top.
It's considered the industry's highest standard for these types of coatings, yes. And in practical terms, it means ultra resistance to scratches, swirl marks, and abrasions.
So from washing the car or branches brushing against it.
Exactly. Daily wear and tear. It's a significantly higher level of protection than you'd get from a standard clear coat or even many traditional ceramic coatings.
Wow. Okay, so beyond resisting scratches, Onyx Coating also talks about something called N1 smoothness.
Ah, yes, N1.
They describe it as the world's most advanced and first ever graphene coating to be certified for N1 smoothness. That sounds incredibly technical. What is N1 smoothness? What's the real-world impact?
Right, it does sound technical. N1 smoothness is basically a measurement of surface texture and, crucially, ultra-low friction.
Low friction, like Teflon.
Sort of, but on a microscopic level for a car's surface. Imagine trying to get anything to stick to a perfectly polished ice rink. That's the kind of slickness we're talking about.
Okay, super slick.
Extremely. And this low friction means contaminants like dirt, dust, even bird droppings. they have a significantly harder time actually adhering to the surface.
Ah, I see. So it's not just about shine, it's about staying clean.
Precisely. For you, the car owner, it means your car stays cleaner longer. And when you do wash it, the dirt literally just slides right off. It makes maintenance incredibly easy.
That sounds genuinely useful. Less scrubbing.
Much less.
Okay, those are impressive individual claims, but the company also states 25% better performance over competitors.
Saw that too.
Based on what you've seen, what specific areas are we talking about here? And why might graphene give it that edge over traditional ceramics?
So this claim is based on their internal lab tests, and it specifies improvements across several key areas:
Like what?
hydrophobic behavior, gloss, durability, and longevity. So it's not just better in one niche area, but across the board on things car owners really care about.
Right. Water beading, shine, how long it lasts.
Exactly. And why graphene? Well, it likely stems from graphene's, almost legendary strength to weight ratio and its unique molecular inertness.
Inertness meaning.
It's less reactive. It provides a more resilient and less reactive surface compared to traditional silicon dioxide-based ceramic coatings,
Okay.
which means it can better withstand environmental acid rain, UV, that sort of thing, and retain its properties for longer.
It sounds like all these features really hinge on that graphene integration we mentioned earlier.
They really do.
Can you break down again how those multi-walled carbon nanotubes contribute? How do they enable this performance?
Sure. So essentially, these multi-walled carbon nanotubes are the vehicle, if you will, for harnessing graphene's power in this coating. By embedding them within the coating's molecular matrix, they dramatically enhance its tensile strength and thermal stability.
Right, the rebar analogy.
Exactly. So the coating is not only harder, that 10H rating we discussed, but it's also more resistant to cracking from temperature changes. Think hot sun, cold night.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
And it's also less prone to attracting dust because of its anti-static properties.
Oh, interesting. Didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's a fundamental enhancement happening right down at the molecular level.
One of the most visually impressive aspects of these coatings is always the water behavior, the extreme hydrophobicity.
Definitely.
They mention a water contact angle of up to 120 degrees. For our listeners who aren't chemists, what does that really look like? And is there a point where more hydrophobic stops being useful?
Yeah, 120 degrees is exceptionally high. Think of it like a freshly waxed car, but dialed up to 11.
Okay.
Water doesn't just sheet off. It forms these really tight, almost perfectly spherical beads.
Right, you see those in the ads.
You do. And those beads effectively encapsulate dirt and contaminants and just roll right off the surface.
Self-cleaning, almost.
In a way, yes. This is what truly makes cleaning easier, minimizes those annoying water spots, and enhances that sleek look over time.
And the second part, is more always better?
That's a good point. While extreme hydrophobicity is generally great, the main practical advantage, easy cleaning, water removal, is achieved once water is actively repelled, which 120 degrees certainly does.
So going even higher might not add much practical benefit?
Possibly diminishing returns, yeah. The visual effect might get slightly more intense, but the core benefits for cleaning and protection are pretty much maxed out around that level.
Gotcha. Okay, beyond water, what about the really nasty stuff? Bird droppings, acid rain. Our notes highlight unrivaled chemical resistance.
Right, and this is crucial. This formula is designed to protect against a whole array of aggressive contaminants.
Such as?
It's effective against UV rays, bird droppings, road salts, tree sap, acid rain, and even harsh cleaners.
Wow, even harsh cleaners. So it won't strip the coating?
Apparently not, which is impressive. Basically, all those environmental hazards that typically etch or damage your car's finish are effectively repelled or resisted.
It sounds almost too good to be true. How does graphene help there?
Well, again, it comes back to that unique molecular structure and inertness. Graphene creates this really stable, less reactive barrier.
So the chemicals just can't easily break it down?
Exactly. The coating is simply less vulnerable to attack from these harsh substances compared to older technologies.
And then, of course, the reason many people get these coatings in the first place, the look. Showroom-worthy gloss and depth. What does that actually mean in practice?
It means that deep, wet, reflective shine that just makes the paint pop. It enhances the vehicle's color and clarity.
Like it intensifies the paint color.
It really does. It makes it look richer, deeper.
Right.
The material we looked at says the final look is nothing short of breathtaking, and it lasts.
And it lasts. That's key.
Absolutely. It's designed to maintain that just detailed look for an extended period, giving you that aesthetic brilliance alongside all the protection we've discussed.
So we've talked about how Graphene Pure Ultra pushes boundaries, hardness, slickness, resistance. But the big question is, how does it actually do all this? What's the science, the mechanism?
Okay, so the core mechanism is that it chemically bonds with the vehicle's clear coat. It's not just sitting on top, it becomes part of the surface.
Right, a chemical bond.
Yes, and this creates that hard, ultra-slick layer that resists damage. The key, as we've said, is the graphene infusion.
How does that change the structure?
It creates an incredibly strong molecular structure within that bonded layer. That structure is what resists heat, chemicals, and abrasion far better than traditional ceramic coatings, which are mostly silicon dioxide.
And the smoothness plays a role, too.
Definitely. Remember that N1 smoothness, that minimal surface friction is critical.
Oh.
Well, it not only improves the water repellency, making the water bead and roll off, but it also physically helps the vehicle resist dust, grime, and pollution buildup.
Because there's nothing for it to cling to.
Exactly. It just can't get a good grip on that ultra-slick surface.
Yeah.
So it's really a multifaceted approach to protection, where each element, the hardness, the chemical bond, the slickness, the graphene structure, builds on the others.
This sounds amazing, like something every single car owner would want. But the information we have specifies who is it for.
Right.
Can you clarify the target audience? Why isn't this just a product you can buy off the shelf?
That's a really crucial point. This product is designed exclusively for professional detailers, auto salons, and high-end car care providers.
Okay, professionals only. Why?
A few key reasons. First, the precision required for the application. To achieve that certified N1 smoothness and the optimal bond, the prep work and application technique have to be spot on.
Right, you need a clean, prepped surface.
Perfectly prepped. And second, the curing process needs to be managed correctly. It's not really a DIY-friendly procedure if you want the guaranteed results.
So it's positioned as a tool for businesses.
Exactly. It's presented as a way for these businesses to differentiate your business, provide premium service packages, and build long-term customer trust.
So they can offer something truly high-end.
Yes. To quote directly from the source material, if you're serious about pushing the limits of what you can offer, this is your upgrade.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah, think of it this way. For car detailers, this isn't just another bottle of wax or sealant. It's almost like giving them a new, advanced capability. The implications for their service offerings are quite significant.
And how does Onyx Coating make sure this advanced stuff is applied correctly, given its complexity and the fact it's pro-only?
They've thought about that. They've implemented certification programs.
So detailers have to get trained and certified.
Correct. And they offer robust technical support alongside that. Certified installers get access to things like official marketing assets, detailed installation videos, and priority product access.
So they're building an ecosystem around it.
Seems like it. It ensures that when you, the consumer, seek out this level of protection, it's being applied by qualified professionals who really understand the product's nuances.
And when can people actually get this applied?
The product will be available for pre-order very soon, according to the source,
Okay.
with the official release planned across select global markets in the coming months. But there's a catch.
Which is?
Initial stock will be limited. They say this is to ensure quality control and maintain that exclusive access for the certified professionals early on.
Makes sense. Control the rollout, ensure quality.
Exactly. You know, if we step back and connect this to the bigger picture, Graphene Pure Ultra really represents quite a significant leap. It's material science being applied directly to everyday consumer goods.
Yeah, taking lab science and putting it on our cars.
Precisely. It shows how these advanced materials, like graphene, can create protective layers with properties that were, frankly, unimaginable just a decade or two ago.
Yeah.
It pushes the boundaries of what we expect from car care.
Absolutely. And it raises an important question, I think, for you, our listener. As material science continues to push these boundaries, how might these super properties we're seeing from graphene, maybe other materials down the line, how might they not just protect what we own, but fundamentally reshape our expectations?
Yeah, expectations for durability, for maintenance.
Right. For everything in the world around us. What else could benefit from being harder, slicker, more resistant? It's something to think about.